Good evening. I am Sangeeta Suresh from Bridge to India, and I'm happy to welcome you to Bridge to India's webinar on project operations and asset management. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great lineup of panelists, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to them. We have today Mr. Ashwini Kumar Patil, CEO of Tata Power Renewables, joining us to speak about the group's O&M initiatives.
And then, Ashwini, I would like to start the discussion with you. Tata Power Renewables is one of the leading developers. You also provide O&M services to your clients, to some of your EPC clients and other clients. And I really want to kind of understand from you to what extent is the rosy picture painted by the developers or assumed by the developers at the time of bidding, how is that actually playing out in the market? Is our projects on the whole performing in line with expectations, or are there or you see too many challenges at the ground level, operational level, technical level, which are basically leading to aberrations in project performance? So give us a scenario of project performance and the challenges faced by the developers.
Yeah, thanks for having me here, first of all. See, Tata Power Solar, in fact, they do O&M for third parties also, and the O&M is for our own plants also. So O&M team is common for both the things. And you were saying about the numbers, if I understood your question, the numbers we decide during the bidding stage, how much million units we will get, and the actual million units what we are getting. I don't see much difference in that because though the gap is there, reasons are also known. I will give some examples. Like suppose if some particular plant is supposed to generate million units, and if it is not generating the same million units, in spite of having 100% availability of grid, 100% availability of plants, and of course the reason is then conversion efficiency. That is the first thing which come to my mind. And practical example I will give, for example, our Pavagada plant, whatever numbers we have given, and if there is rain in the night, and if there is sunshine in the daytime, the numbers are even better than whatever number I have given. So on that front, this is our experience. So whenever the radiations are there, and whenever panel is clean, the conversion efficiencies are fantastic. So there is no doubt about it. Only the issue is how many times we need to clean the panels then, and what is that break even where we will get the better million units, and also at the same time the cost will be optimum. So those experiments our teams are doing at all the sites presently. Generally, the number of cycles we provide is 12 to 16 per month, one cycle, or 16 cycles. But then online measurement also our team is doing, like you consider few of the modules and then don't clean it, and other modules you clean it and then see the difference, and then you can always come to the conclusion. The work is in progress, and very soon we will come out of that. What is the best? Of course, it depends plant to plant also, site to site it varies. So I think whatever numbers we decide, these are the correct numbers, and there are not major challenges. If we decide to fill the gap, we can do that. Except if the radiations are, like for example, the month of May 2021. In last 121 years, it was second highest rainfall all over India, and first was 1990, second highest was 2021. So if such things are not in our control, two cyclones were there. So in that case, because of radiation, generations are less. Otherwise, I don't see any major issues.
So if I can just summarize 2 or 3 points so far. One is on the performance. At a very macro level, I think Ashwini and Sudhir were of the view that performance is largely in line with projections, but then there were a few discordant voices from, I think, Akash as well as Puneet. So I think it's probably a slightly mixed picture. On the cost front, Puneet said costs cannot go down anymore. But then again, I'm kind of hearing that a lot of automation, new technologies are coming. Cost can kind of still go down. Is that right, Ashwini? Would you agree with that? Is there a scope to kind of reduce costs and optimize costs even further? And is that happening? Is that client led? Is that commercial business pressure led? How do you see the cost pressures in the industry, in the market?
Yeah. In fact, whatever Naveen said now, I agree with him that future automation will be there, like thermal imaging and using the drone he talked about. And if you see, many of the problems you will come to know there and then, which otherwise in a large solar plant, it is very difficult to identify. Like if there is diode defect, if there is, if the modules are isolated, or if defects such as hotspots are there, it is very difficult. Whereas using the drones, it is very easy to find out and then correct it there and then ensure that the generation is again restored. Whatever generation loss is there, it will not be there. Having said this, also, in fact, I will just give an example. We have central control room where most of our plants are connected there, and any defect at inverter level, at SMB level, our team come to know immediately, and then they tell site people, look, there is defect, and then can you please see that? In not only in solar but also wind farms also. If the wind generator is not running as per the power curve, because in CCRA, how the wind turbine should supposed to run, it is there, and if it is not running as per the power curve, then they communicate. You look, your wind turbine is not running as per the power curve, and you need to do something. So such type of things are very useful. Immediately you will come to know the defect. But if you see if present availabilities are in the range of 99.8%, 99.9%, and 100% in few cases. For example, in Q1, out of our 19 plants of Tata Power Renewable, 15 were having 100% availability, and other 4 were having 99.9% availability. Okay. So then what is the margin? Another thing which Naveen said is, even if we say that the plant is 100% availabilities, but we don't know what defects are there, as Naveen rightly said. I'm not sure using these improvement initiative, how much yield will be there. Definitely there will be yield improvement, no doubt about it, but how much it will be? Because when I deal with the market people, and when who are assuring us that the improvement initiatives will bring some percentage of benefit, it is 1 to 2%, not more than that. That is the claim. But is it really it will be 1 to 2%? That is again another question. So I'm not sure all these improvement initiatives, like we are also running many improvement initiatives, one of which I told about drone, then minimizing the length of the cable, that leapfrog methods and other things. Also, robotic cleaning also, somebody spoke about it. We tried it. But again, robotic cleaning, if the terrain is not proper, so in that case, it is very difficult to use the robotic cleaning everywhere. And then you have to align in the beginning only. When you install the plant, that time only you should decide, I will be using robotic cleaning for that. And then the alignment should be there. Otherwise, it may not be a good solution, in my opinion. So though we are running many improvement initiatives across our 47 sites, how much MUs, how much percentage of MUs we will get from that improvement initiatives, including digitalization, I'm really not sure at this stage. And the major factor here, again and again, I'm repeating, it is radiation. The solar is game of radiation again. I will give example. Suppose if the plant is generating, say, 6 million units in a day, several plants, and if the rain is there and if cloud is there, and now you see the season is changing, monsoons are getting extended, and one day the clouds are there, and instead of 5, we generate 3. So almost 40% drop, 40 to 60% drop in a one day. And to cover that gap, sun should shine in next 12 to 14 days, and then we can cover the gap. So in my opinion, the major thing is radiation. It's the game of radiation. From improvement initiatives, we will not get much. Rather, I will say I'm not very sure about it, and I'm happy if we are getting that. Though we are trying, very hard. So in fact, let me share with you, we are driving 40 improvement initiatives across all sites, all 47 sites, many improvement initiatives. So hopefully in another 4 5 months, if we get opportunity, I will be very happy to share with you the results if the numbers are very high. 1 to 2%, yes, definitely we will get, no doubt about it. But whether we will get more than that, that is the question.
So I asked you, what are the 2 or 3 major trends that you see in the O&M marketplace going forward?
Yeah. In fact, we conducted one benchmarking study. We compared ourselves with the with our neighbors, because that is the right thing to do, right? Rather than comparing somebody in Rajasthan and somebody in Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh. So when we did the comparison, we found that and it is apple to apple comparison, because somewhere DC ratio is less, somewhere other factors, tracking system is there. So when we did apple to apple comparison, we found that in some cases we are number 1, some cases we are number 2, some cases we are number 3, and then we try to find out what these people are doing, so having said this, market trend in future, it will be as everybody is saying, it will be whatever is in our control, do that. It will drive from that, whatever is in our control. Yeah. So what is in our control is as Sudhir rightly said, maintenance. What maintenance we have been doing, we need to change the maintenance techniques, maintenance methods, more digitalization, more automation, and all these things these are in our control. And how much extract more million units from these things, that will be the measure trend in the market. So in short, I will tell whatever is in our control, that market will try to achieve that using digitalization and automation. And I gave example of our central control room, which we have already doing it, and we started getting the results also from that, though very little and not as per expected. My point is that only how much more we will get from this, right. Because once we invest in digitalization, then again it is more equipment, more sensors, everything is more cameras, yeah, and then AMC of the camera will be there, AMC of CCTV camera will be there, AMC of all digital instruments will be there. If it is cheaper, it is okay, but then again these are also costs. So how much million units we will get, and how much benefits will be there in the long term, that will decide whether this digitalization and automation is the right way or not. It appears today that this is the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ashwini.